Hi everybody, thank you for pressing play on the video today. I'm Crafty Caroline from craftycarolinecreates.blogspot.co.uk. You're probably wondering why I am talking to you on camera rather than just getting on with the project like I normally do, and why I'm wearing a Christmas jumper in October. Well, every year I make a lot of Christmas presents in the kitchen for my friends and family, and I really love the way that paper crafting allows me to turn those presents into something really special by creating some handmade packaging to really complement them. So today is going to be the first in a series of videos that's going to run between now and Christmas, where I'm going to share with you packaging ideas I've come up with inspired by the items I'm making in the kitchen. Every Friday is going to be a paper crafting video as normal, where I'll show you a great packaging option for Christmas. Now, of course, you can use them for whatever you want to use them for, but if you want to use them for the same things I am, I'll show you exactly how I make those things on the Saturday in a special video. Does that make sense? Today's video, for example, is going to be this great box, which I designed to hold a bottle of my homemade apple and blackberry gin. Now, of course, you could just use this box for any bottle, and I'll show you how to do that in the video coming up in just a second. But if you did want to learn how to make my apple and blackberry gin, I'll have another video tomorrow which will show you exactly how to do that. I really hope you enjoyed the series. Please, I love to have feedback from you, so let me know if you're enjoying them or if there's any projects you'd really like to see coming up. I think I'll shut up now and let you get on and watch the project video. Thank you. Hi everybody, thank you for pressing play on the video today. It's Caroline here from craftycarolinecreates.blogspot.co.uk. Every year I like to make a lot of handmade gifts for my friends and family, and my other passion after crafting is food, so a lot of my handmade gifts combine, that's the right word, my love of crafting and my love for food. And this is one such example. Let me see if I can get a better angle to show you what this is. So basically this is a gift box, and if we just going to slide off the ribbon and undo the bow, and then if we lift off this lid here, it houses very neatly inside a bottle of my homemade apple and blackberry gin. If you'd like to know how to make this, I have got a very short separate video showing that, so I will link that in the down bar below. This is a bottle, I think it's 250ml. I bought them from Lakeland, which is a UK sort of baking kitchenware company, and they came in packs of 6, which was perfect for the amount of gin that I had. It's really tasty, really simple to make, and always goes down really well, especially when it is packaged in such a beautiful gift box. This is something that sort of, I don't know where it came from actually. I was kind of playing around trying to come up with a way of packaging this, and this is kind of what came out of that session. Kind of reminds me a little bit of sort of a miner's lamp. I'm not sure why, but that's kind of what it reminds me of. So without further ado, I'll not bother tying that back up yet, but we will get on and I will show you exactly how to make it. So I'm just gonna bring in the scoreboard, and what you need is 2 pieces of cardstock, one for the base and one for the lid. The piece for the base needs to be 8 inches square, and the piece for the lid needs to be 8 1/4 by 8 1/4. This one we're going to do now, I'm going to use real red for the lid, and this is wild wasabi for the base, very Christmassy colours. The one I showed you just off to the side is smoky slate and night of navy, which you who watch my video will know is a favourite colour combo of mine. So we're going to start with some scoring. Taking the base bit first, and we are going to score this at 1 inch, 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 3 7/8 of an inch, 5 7/8 of an inch, 6 7/8 of an inch, and then 7 3/4 of an inch. Just there we go. Okay. Sorry, I missed one there, didn't I? So 5 3/4, sorry, 5 7/8, 6 7/8, and 7 3/4 of an inch. Turn it round 90 degrees, and we are going to score it at 6 3/4 of an inch. Oh, There we go. All of these measurements will be over on my blog, so don't worry about messing them up like I did or writing them down. Just pop on over there. Okay, so that is our base done. For the lid section, what I have done, a bit of prepared earlier, is I have used this large snowflake stamp from the Holly Jolly Greetings, and I've stamped that all over my sheet of real red cardstock, and then I've heat embossed that in gold. And how effective does that look? I'm really pleased with the way that has turned out. So we're going to do some scoring on this as well. This one is easy. Embossing side down, just to make it a little bit easier and you're not going to ruin that embossing. So we're going to score at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 and 8 inches. Okay, I've left that a bit short actually. Cut that a bit short. That should be 8 1/4 by 8 1/4, but I seem to have cut that a bit short. So make sure you do it 8 1/4 by 8 1/4. You'll just get a much better flap. My flap is really tiny, but I've done it now, so we're going to go with it. Turn it round, and so your score line is going in this direction now, and again score that at 6 3/4 of an inch. Okay. Just pop the scoreboard out of the way. Fold it in, and we're just going to gently fold and burnish along all those score lines we have just made. Oh, this one, I'm not sure if this is going to work. This is very, very fine, tiny little flap that I've left myself with. So the moral of that story is be careful when you're cutting your cardstock and make sure you cut it to the dimensions that you want it to be. Okay. Keep going and keep folding. I'm really pleased with the way this has turned out actually. Just looks so festive and actually so luxurious. Really, I think, well, I haven't actually seen it yet. This is the first time we're making this, but I think it's going to look really, really special. Okay, put that one to one side, bring in our base piece, and we're going to score that. Again, love all of those score lines we've made. Stay with me. It is worth it, I do promise. Okay, and then we'll fold this one again. Okay, we're then going to bring in our scissors, and we're going to cut off all of those score lines till we hit that one going in the opposite direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh! 6, and when we get to the end we're going to cut up and then cut that little flap off there. Okay, we're going to do exactly the same with our lid section. Don't have much to cut off at the end here, but we will go with it, and then up each of those score lines in turn. Okay, nearly there, bear with me, last one is done now. Okay, I'm going to use some fuse now to stick these cylinders together, and these should be symmetrical, so we should be able to fold it over and stick it like that. So, as I said, this one I haven't left myself an awful lot of space to stick, so we'll do the best we can. If it all goes wrong, I will have to refilm it again. Cut my cardstock to size and emboss it to size all over again. So let's see if this is going to work. It's going to be tight. I think we might just get away with that, but make sure that you do follow the measurements that I give on my blog. Okay, you can then see how these flaps are all going to fold in, and we are going to get our nice box shape like that. Okay, you can do exactly the same with our base. Oh, now it's sticking to the table. So a strip of fuse along that strip, or Tombow, or whatever strong adhesive you want to use, and just fold that over like that, and again we get that lovely shape. Now I'm going to bring in my bottle of gin, and I'm just going to drop that inside my sleeve, and this is going to make make sure that it goes into exactly the shape that we want, and that when we come to fold it over, it makes it super simple. So if you've seen me do I did a tutorial for a full-size wine bottle sleeve a little while ago. It's a very similar technique to that. So we're just going to put some Tombow down on each of the flaps and then fold them in on top of each other so that they stick down nicely. But having the bottle in there just means you're getting the perfect shape as you start to fold it up like this. Okay. This would also be a really nice box for a candle, actually. Anything that's that sort of symmetrical shape. Okay, so we folded those all in. It's just popping apart a little bit. Just press down there on that fuse. What I've then got is the 2.5 inch circle punch and a scrap of wild wasabi cardstock. I'm just going to cut that out. And this will fit perfectly over the bottom of my wine sleeve like that. Can we see? So I'm just going to put lots of Tombow on the bottom of this. You should get around the edges. If I can pick it up, and stick that over the flaps that I've just stuck down. Then if I stand my wine bottle up, the gravity and the weight of the gin bottle will hold that into place nicely. Okay, then I'm going to pop on my lid, and hopefully if we got our measurements right, which I'm a little bit worried about because nope, it just about fits, we can push that down and we can see that that is going to go down like that. Okay, and then we're just going to do exactly the same on top. So a little bit of Tombow on each flap and then fold them in on each other. There we go. I'll put a link to the full-size wine bottle sleeve that I did in the down bar as well, if you want to go and check that one out. Okay, so that is all stuck down. I also, while I was doing my embossing, just embossed another beautiful, look at that, it's gorgeous, isn't it? A lovely gold butterfly onto the real red. And I'm just going to punch that out again using the 2.5 inch circle punch, which is the largest one Stampin' Up offer. More Tombow on the back of that. Okay, and that is then just going to stick on top there. Give that a second to stick down. Just going to flip it upside down, just like we did up the other side, just to make sure that that is pushed down nicely. And you can see that the bottom there is nicely flat and sealed. Okay, so just need to give that a minute to stick down. Okay, I'm going to slide the lid off, and if you remember on the example that I showed you, we also put some ribbon along. As you know, it would look perfectly lovely just leaving it at this stage, but let's put some ribbon on. So I have the 1/4 inch circle, handheld circle punch, and just on two opposite sides, just about 1 inch up and in the middle of one of those panels, can you see that? I'm just going to punch a hole, and then I'm going to do exactly the same on the opposite panel on the other side. Try to get it in roughly the same place. As always, you can measure if you are wanting to get it perfect. I'm a bit of a speedy crafter, so I'm just going to do it by eye. Then I have some of this gorgeous gold glitter ribbon, which I can't stop using. If you have been watching a lot of my projects, you'll see me using it a lot. So, just move the glue out of the way. We are going to go into the base of our lid and pull our ribbon through like this. Okay. Pull that up. And then we are going to pull out some of our ribbon, and we're just going to slide our lid back onto our box. And we know it fits, there we go. Keep a hold of that ribbon. Oh, you can't see. Keep a hold of that ribbon so that it stays out. And then on this side, we are going to go around and do the exact opposite. Just going to pull out some of my ribbon so I have it cut. And we want to go in this hole. Now I probably should have done this before I put it back on. Yeah, I should have done that. So pull a lid back off again and push the ribbon through that hole. Ooh. There we go. Put on my lid and just trap that ribbon underneath the base of my box. So push the lid back down. We're a bit uneven, so I'm just going to pull some more through onto this side. There we go. And I'm just going to tie that in a bow on top of my box. You could even make it into, let me try it this way so you can see, you could even make it into a handle if you wanted, I think. If you didn't want to do a bow, I think it would, because it's hooked underneath the bottom, you could carry it. These camera angles are not the best, but you could carry it using this ribbon, I suppose. Maybe want to put another hole at the top, but I'm just going to tie it off in a bow. Oh, if I can. Oh, does anybody ever tie a bow perfectly on camera? If they do, I want them to show me how. Okay. No, that's a bit rubbish. I will smarten that up in time for the pictures. But there you can see that I think makes a really rather pretty little gift box for some homemade apple and blackberry gin or anything. I think it would also fit quite nicely a small miniature bottle of wine. If you give it a go, I'd love to see your versions. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to if you'd like to buy any Stampin' Up products, don't hesitate to get in touch. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.